what's up, Blackish fam? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. We're going to continue getting into new music and doing these intellectual breakdowns. We're going to get into Sa-Roc. This is Hand of God, and of course, I got the lyrics here for you guys as well. Let's get right into it. Wow.
My mic is like my only highlight in my life. Some days I testify in 2/8 like saints on Sundays.
I testify in 2/8 like saints on Sunday. Who's number 88 for the Saints? Is that, I think it's Ty Montgomery, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really a big sport person, but let me know in the comments if you know.
Highlights in my life. Some days I testify in 2/8 like saints on Sundays. Cause I've been through the sewage and come back unfazed. Now my music's my
listen to what she said, right? She said, I've been through the sewage and I came back unfazed, right? I done went out into the world, this cold, cruel world, and I've come back. I got a lot to say right now, right?
Didn't come back unfazed. Now my music's my temple of worship, so come praise. Now let me reintroduce myself. I'm Sa-Roc. They call me Red or Shorty for short on my block.
We call her Redbone where I'm from, right? She's a Redbone. Anybody who's got that nice cinnamon color, got that little cocoa brown, a little honeydew. We call that a Redbone, right?
Let me reintroduce myself, I'm Sa-Roc. They call me Red or Shorty for short on my block. Ain't had no bread and kept me fed on Garvey and Gil Scott, so I keep a real...
Yo, did she say Jill Scott? Or did she say Gil Scott? Sometimes they mess up these lyrics, but he said, we didn't have no bread, right? She's playing on we didn't have anything to eat, but we didn't have no bread, as in we didn't have no cash as well. She said, the fam kept me fed on Garvey and Jill Scott, so I'd keep a real shot. Right, who's Garvey? That's Marcus Garvey, right? Who's Jill Scott? Everybody, I think most people would know Jill Scott, the singer, or at least be able to reference her. But, Marcus Garvey was someone that's really intellectual, too. He was definitely controversial, but one would argue that when we talk about black nationalism now, and some of the ideas that we have now, this is what he was talking about in yesteryear, right? This is someone, just an intelligent brother who didn't quite work out the way that he wanted. But it's important to study people like this because it's part of our history, and it's part of our history that you'll never hear about in a history book or at school, right?
Or Shorty for short on my block. Ain't had no bread and kept me fed on Garvey and Gil Scott, so I keep a real shot. Now I'm trigger happy, busting too often for my esophagus.
Boy, her eyebrows are on point. Boy, I can appreciate that. Her eyebrows are slick. Like she just got them done, right? They're still red. Put a little lotion on me, boo-boo.
Fed on Garvey and Gil Scott, so I keep a real shot. Now I'm trigger happy, busting too often for my esophagus. For my soul up and let me reverse on my consciousness.
Damn, that's so deep. She said, I'm trigger happy, but I'm not out here shooting, right? She said I'm busting from the esophagus, right? Those throat babies coming out, right? No. But she said, I'm busting from the esophagus. Means she's spitting, right? She's spitting. That's how she busts. She said, I'm offering my soul up in every verse from my consciousness. That's saying a lot, right? It doesn't necessarily need a breakdown by definition. But she says so much. And I love how she showcases her talent, right? Look at what's going on. I'm reading the lyrics here. But I think it's important. Look at what she has on. Look at it's honestly just beautiful. I'm a married man. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. But she's a beautiful person, right? Not just her body, but her mind, right? What she puts out into the world is beautiful.
So I keep a real shot. Now I'm trigger happy, busting too often for my esophagus. Offer my soul up and every reverse on my consciousness. CDC baby, but I'm bigger than a metropolis. Super manifest on my lane from crib to sarcophagus. I ain't gonna lie.
As we all know she's from DC, right? She said DC made me, but I'm bigger than my metropolis, right? A metropolis is your metro area. I'm in the Chicagoland suburbs now. I was born and raised in Chicago. But when I moved and I wanted to raise my family, I moved about an hour west of Chicago, bought a home with a big yard, right, a barbecue grill, swimming pool. Right, that's considered the metro area of Chicago. So she's saying, I'm bigger than that, right? and then she kind of played on words with super manifesting my lane. And she could be playing on Superman, because where's Superman from? He's from the Metropolis, right? From Metropolis, that's I believe that's his actual town. So I think it's what she's saying is a play on words, because she gets into super manifesting my lane from crib to sarcophagus. Sarcophagus is like what you might think of like a mummy, right? A body that's been preserved, right? So let's get back to it.
CDC baby, but I'm bigger than a metropolis. Super manifest on my lane from crib to sarcophagus. I ain't gonna lie, low recognition would be dope, cause I be chanting just like a penis. I think the ghost of my best man in the heart, my every quote. Into the truth is my future, just like an antidote. Hand to God. Hope that you believe me, cause I don't have a reason to ever tell a lie to you, to say goodbye to you, baby. Hope that you believe me, cause I don't have a reason to ever tell a lie to you, to say goodbye to you, baby. I try to tell you about.
I love that chorus, right? She said, "This ain't never easy. Hope that you believe me, cause I don't have a reason to ever tell a lie to you. I'd rather say goodbye to you," right? That's a lot of times what we say as a grown-ass man. Back in my day, I was a fraternity guy, kind of a player, right? And I tell women now, it's like, yo, if I didn't want to be with you, I wouldn't just cheat on you. I wouldn't be here, right? I'm too old for these games. And I love that it sounds like she could appreciate that. She said, yo, if I ever tell a lie to you, man, I'd rather just say goodbye to you. I don't need to waste my time here.
Cause I don't have a reason to ever tell a lie to you, to say goodbye to you. I tried to tell you I was an alien once or twice. I guess till albums of evidence just did not suffice. This world fit me, I'm wearing it like a faulty sight. But I still slay every space I've been known to occupy.
Listen to what she said. She said, yo, I tried to tell y'all I wasn't the same, right? I tried to tell you I was an alien. I'm out of this world, right? I guess 10 albums of evidence just did not suffice. Does she really have 10 albums? Man, that's a huge catalog. I guess I should be happy because we got a huge catalog to go for. Yo, if you're a fan of Sa-Roc and you love the intelligent breakdowns, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we're going to continue just digging through the crates and seeing what we can pull up. Man, 10 albums, that's ridiculous.
Fight. This world don't fit me, I'm wearing it like a faulty sight. But I still slay every space.
This world don't fit me, right? She's wearing it like almost like a one size fits all. But it's like, nah, it's not one size fits all, bro.
I've been known to occupy. Spewing ink on this 8x11, they call me Octopi. But most of my life.
Spewing ink on this 8x11. 8x11 is a typical size of a paper, legal standard, I believe is what they call it. But when you write on notebook paper, it's normally 11 by 8, right? Or 8.5 by 11, I believe. That's spewing ink. That could be like printer or writing, right? So I think she's writing at this time. Yo, look at the visual. She's still well dressed. It's still a relatively sexy pose, but look at she's in bondage. That back.
Tell you I was an alien once or twice. I guess 10 albums of evidence just did not suffice. This world don't fit me, I'm wearing it like a faulty sight. But I still slay every space I've been known to occupy. When they go to say my letters, they call me Octopi. But most of my lines don't see light of day like they try.
Octopi. And she's playing that with occupy. But octo means by 8, right? When you think of an octopus or an octagon. Right, so she's saying octopi, playing off the words 8, but also playing off occupy. That's it's intellectual but lyrical, and I love those little Easter eggs, right? It's like little hidden meaning, and I'm sure there's things that I'm missing too. But man, I'm trying to catch all these bars, right? I'm out here with the net, like, oh, you almost had it, right? You got the same hat as me and shit. Let's go.
When they go to say my letters, they call me Octopi. But most of my lines don't see light of day like they Dracula. So my honest.
She said most of my lines don't see the light of day like Dracula. That means some of the stuff that I wrote never became verses, right? I never put them out into the world. They never saw the light. Kind of like Dracula, right? They say Dracula or vampires are afraid of sunlight, so they only come out in the dark. So she could be saying that most of her lines don't see the light because she's such a, she's always writing and she's very particular about what she puts forward in the world. Or she could be saying they never see the light because she doesn't get the same amount of exposure as other artists do, right? Because let's be honest, if 2 Chainz or a Megan Thee Stallion or somebody else came out with a song like this, everybody would be like, "Oh my God, she snapped! We've been waiting for an artist like this. Where have you been?" But here she is, 10 albums in the game, and a lot of people don't understand her work. So one would say that a lot of what she's written never saw the light of day because she's never gotten the exposure that she needed. Get it? Exposure, light, play on words.
Multi-site, but I still slay every space I've been known to occupy. When ain't gonna say my letters, they call me occupied. But most of my lines don't see light of day like they Dracula. So afraid that my honesty will get me ostracized, cause I can't prove this shit to you.
When you're ostracized, you have such an opinion that it separates you from others, right? Others don't want. Let's say for me, if I'm at my job, right, if I'm at the place of work and I'm talking about Black Lives Matters and white people and how disproportionately black people are affected by police brutality, I can be ostracized. People don't want to fuck with me, basically, is the simple meaning.
They call me occupied, but most of my lines don't see light of day like they Dracula. And so afraid that my honesty will get me ostracized, cause I can't prove this shit to you, bro. I'm just hypothesizing. Not a one thing for.
And a hypothesis, right, is it's part of the scientific method, right? You have to come up with a hypothesis. And then you have to prove your hypotheses, right? That's the scientific method. She said, "Yo, I can't prove this shit to you, bro. I'm just hypothesizing." So again, just an intelligent play on words there, and you have to be somewhat of a decent student to catch it, because you have to understand the scientific method to understand what a hypothesis is, right? It's like understanding the control of an experiment, or you just have to be able to reference those things, which is exactly why we break down these bars.
Occupied, when ain't gonna say my letters, they call me occupied. But most of my lines don't see light of day like they Dracula. And so afraid that my honesty will get me ostracized, cause I can't prove this shit to you, bro. I'm just hypothesizing. Not a one thing for sure, they ain't looking for authentic. Only all these rappers is plastic and freshly augmented.
Yo, that's so true, right? She said, "I can tell you one thing for sure, they're not looking for authentic." Which is funny because hip-hop was built, one of the elements of hip-hop is authenticity, right? But one would argue that, I can argue that they are looking for authentic, but somehow the message is lost in translation. Because think about this, who's your top 3 artists? Maybe top 5. Let me just say some. Black Thought, Toby, Wigway, Nas, J. Cole, and Sa-Roc, right? One would argue that anytime you hear any of those artists, you immediately know it's them. They have an authentic tone, right? An authentic delivery, an authentic style, right? You see Black Thought, he's got the cool-ass beard, he's got this rhyme pattern, he's got the glasses, right? When you hear Nas, right? When you hear J. Cole, you immediately think of them, and you almost have an idea as to what to expect. So one would argue, if the top players in the game all have taken their place in the game by being authentic, why is it that all these young bucks coming up don't want their own identity, right? Why are they all trying to dress like the same 3 rappers, right? Why is it that when somebody says something is cool, or they have a style of rap, that everybody emulates them? One would think that if you've seen any of the top players in the game, you know that authenticity gets you longevity, right, in the hip-hop game. So it's a little confusing to me, but it's interesting what she's saying. It's like, I know one thing for sure, they're not looking for authentic, right? She said all these rappers are plastic and freshly augmented. When you talk about, like, breast augmentation, you're talking about getting fake boobs, right? Let's just say augmented, like they've been freshly created. It's kind of bullshit, right? It is bullshit. And rappers that, look at this. She's just beautiful, intelligent, has something intelligent to say. It's so crazy that she doesn't get the platform that she deserves.
So afraid that my honesty will get me ostracized, cause I can't prove this shit to you,
Bro, I'm
bro.
just hypothesizing.
Now the one thing for sure, they ain't looking for authentic. Homie, all these rappers is plastic and freshly authentic. Seem like real shit off the table, unfamiliar off limits. So my views is super black, like the windows is all tinted. That's my shit, I don't deny you yours.
Seems like real shit's off the table. You're unfamiliar with off limits. All my views are super black, like the windows are all tinted. But her views are black, right? From a black perspective. Yo, just intelligent writing and just, I think it's going over a lot of people's heads.
And so my views is super black, like the windows is all tinted. That's my truth, I don't deny you yours. I'm trying to leave a hip-hop class and bomb your train of thought like Standard Wars. The stories of how I earn these stripes, we'll call it Tiger Law.
Yo, we'll call that Tiger Law, right? She talked about earning these stripes. We talk a lot about on this channel, right, about earning your stripes, and don't get it twisted, right? Like she said, yo, I'm beautiful, but that's not what I'm here for. I need you to respect my craft, right? Now, I tell dudes all the time, too. It's like, yo, I've been to college. I'm a fraternity guy, and I like my blazers with my elbow patches and my little corduroy and, you know, doing it a little bit different. But don't get it twisted. I'll take these Stacey Adams shoes off and beat the fuck out of you. I reserve the right to fuck you up if you question how I earned my stripes, right?
I'm trying to leave a hip-hop class and bomb your train of thought like Standard Wars. With stories of how I earned these stripes, we'll call it Tiger Law. Legend of beauty and beast and internal dialogue.
Oh my God, yo.
Hope that you believe me, 'cause I don't have a reason to ever tell a lie to.
I don't got a reason to lie. I don't got a reason to lie, boo boo. I just head out. I don't rely on you, right? I don't need you to validate me. Bye bye, boo boo.
Hope that you believe me, 'cause I don't have a reason to ever tell a lie to say goodbye to.
First I'm extraordinary, more than meets the human eye. And that's not arrogance, it's more like I'm exuding pride.
Yeah.
I try to bury my self-worth and call it suicide. I object. I came too far and fought too hard to be a private threat. It's clear present danger lurking in my dialect.
Hey, yo, when they say there's clear and present danger, right, this is a police terminology, legal terminology, right? Like she just also said, I object, right? Yo, it's just an intelligent play on words. And I love it in the beginning. She kind of switched it up. She had a little Nicki Minaj sound twist there. She said they asked for more. I told them, sure. Let's see. Who am I first? I'm extraordinary, more than meets the human eye. That's not arrogance. It's more like I'm exhuming pride. They try to bury my self-worth and call it suicide, like I did it to myself. She said, I object, right? Objecting is when you're in court and you have to, you're stopping what's going on. You object to the court, and then you can argue your point, right? Or why that point is not relevant, or why it should be suppressed, or whatever that might be. She said, yo, I came too hard. I came too far and fought too hard to be a prior threat, right? A prior threat. I object. Clear and present danger lurking in my dialect, the way I speak. All right? Yo, it's just sick. And again, it's something that you wouldn't catch unless you understand these references to the legal world. And it's just beautiful writing.
Came too far and fought too hard to be a private.
Was that her? Was that her in the background of the mirror? Am I tripping?
First I'm extraordinary, more than meets the human eye. And that's not arrogance, it's more like I'm exuding pride.
They try to bury my self-worth and call it suicide. I object. I came too far and fought too hard to be a private threat. It's clear present danger lurking in my dialect. And turbulence in every piece that I get tried to get. I'm peeking out my target. Holy shit, this prophesied, I guess. Like I was supposed to make it.
Prophecy, right? She talked about Mount Zion, right? For those that are religious, you might get might understand the holy reference or the religious reference. And then she also says, holy shit. Just tying it all together.
Danger lurking in my dialect and turbulence in every piece that I get tried to get. I'm peeking out my target. Holy shit, this prophesied, I guess. Like I was supposed to make it past the first year. Now I'm in the Twin Cities rocking pink coats of cashmere. Yo, make this album fly. Think about jetting last year. But I got in the game to make some kind of change. Cashier. So what do you suggest?
She said, yo, I'm thinking about, what did she say? Y'all don't make this album fly. I'm thinking about jetting. Right? That's Lear, right? A Lear jet. So I'm thinking about dipping out the game, if y'all don't blow this album up, how is it that everybody else is blowing up with this fake bullshit? I'm out here speaking the truth, and y'all not making this album fly, right? I can appreciate that, because there's dudes out here with millions of YouTube followers, and they're just straight making a fool, right, out of themselves, and they're reacting to music, but they're not interpreting the music. They're not, I could rock out with the best of them and get down like, he snapped. I want an intelligent conversation, but I get it. Not everyone is like that, and it's sad that these are the people that never quite make it to that next level, right? They do it for another reason. But it's unfortunate.
Y'all don't make this album fly. Think about jetting last year, but I got in the game to make some kind of change. Cashier. So what do you suggest? Should I walk it out?
Walk it out, right? Come on and walk it out. He's trying to walk it out, right? That's a play on that.
Cashier, y'all don't make this album fly. Think about jetting last year, but I got in the game to make some kind of change. Cashier. So what do you suggest? Should I walk it out? Get 3 stacks on the track, one more Outcast to talk about.
Outcast, 3 stacks, right? She's talking about Andre 3000. Outcast was a group with Big Boy and Andre 3000. Just like Toby Wigway, right? He said, before I die, I want to get a verse from Andre, right? But she's like, one more Outcast, right? What do I need to do? Do I need to get 3 stacks on the track? One more Outcast to talk about? That she's an outcast, right?
How to change, cashier. So what do you suggest? Should I walk it out? Get 3 stacks on the track, one more Outcast to talk about. I'm on my own path, have no other plans to stalk your out.
I'm on my own path. I have no other plans to follow you, right? To stalk your route. Because I know where that leads, because I see who you are. Some of the best advice that I can give someone young, someone once told me is, don't ask someone how to buy a Rolls Royce that only drives a Toyota, right? You have to be careful who you follow and who you ask for advice from. Look at the way they're living their life. And if they know so much, then why are they still in that position of struggle? A struggle muffin, right?
Stacks on the track, one more Outcast to talk about. I'm on my own path, have no other plans to stalk your route. So I'm gonna leave this heat, don't want the facts, will rock, I'm out. And the guy.
I like it.
Cause I don't have a reason to never tell a lie to say goodbye to baby. Hope that you believe me. Cause I don't have a reason to never tell a lie to say goodbye
This playlist. I like that. This is, wait, is she about to say something? Or just pause for dramatic effect, right? It's sick. This is definitely playlist for me. That's something where a beautiful message, a beautiful person, just putting their truth out into the world. Man, it's only right that we give this the justice it deserves, right? And we break it down and talk about what she's actually saying. Let me know if I missed any of the bars in the comment section. And let me know if there's any other Sa-Roc. What do you guys want me to get into? We've done some of her top tracks, some of her most recent tracks, but man, she's got 10 albums. That's a huge catalog. Let me know if there's anything that really showcases certain aspects of her talent a certain way. If you want me to dive into it, I definitely will. And if you're a fan, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. We started this channel right at the start of the year. We're already past 400 subscribers, and we're on that push to 1,000 and 2,000. So help us get to that next level and support the community.